Alrighty, hi soul family, welcome to this week's pick a card reading. This is going to be messages from your shadow self. Each pile will have its own channeled messages, but if you need more time to meditate on the images, that'll be linked down below. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe if this message resonates with you. And also hype my video, you guys. It helps the algorithm and it helps more people find this video. Share the message, share the love. I love you guys, and I'll see you in whatever pile that you choose. Alrighty, hi pile number one. So you chose this lovely image of the panther licking its wounds. So I have a channeled message for you here that I'm going to read off as well to you. And then we're going to get into the tarot. So it says, your shadow self wants you to know that you are being fiercely protected by spirit and your higher power. You are currently in a cycle of emotional cleansing where your fears are being softened and released. You're beginning to recognize that true power does not come from aggression, but from grounded presence and inner mastery. Through healing your emotional wounds, you are learning to respond rather than react. You're becoming less triggered by others and more anchored in your own energy. This is you reclaiming your own personal power. You also carry very strong spiritual gifts. You have the ability to see into the shadows of others, which means you can be a powerful trigger for people. Not because you intend harm, but because you illuminate what they may not be ready to face. This is why healing your own shadow is so important. When your shadow is integrated, your gifts are used for liberation rather than defense or distortion. When you choose healing, you offer others the opportunity to see through their own illusions. You bring light to what has been hidden, and through that, you bring healing into other people's lives. Some will value this, others may perceive it as a personal attack. How they react is not your responsibility. Your shadow is exceptionally powerful. You likely resonate deeply with dark feminine energy, intuitive, penetrating, transformative as it is. This energy is not meant to be feared or suppressed, but honored and refined. When embodied consciously, it becomes wisdom, discernment, and spiritual authority. A profound transformation is unfolding within this cycle. If you find yourself crying often, allow it. You are releasing an old version of yourself. Many changes are forming beneath the surface. By the end of this cycle, you will clearly recognize how fully you have stepped into your power and begun to embody your higher self. You're letting go of addictions, outdated mindsets that no longer serve you. This process is also helping you tame your shadow self, meaning you will feel less combative, more grounded, and deeply aligned with your truth. You guys, you're healing the wounds of your shadow at this time, and I feel like you're mastering your emotions. So you're learning to feel and recognizing their strength in that. I just feel like pile number one, your shadow wants you to know that the cycle that you're in, allow for all the tears to come up, allow yourself to cry, allow. And I feel like the more you allow, the more that this cycle can continue. Do not resist at this time. That's being emphasized by your shadow. Now let's get into the tarot. I'm going to just leave your image on the screen so I can channel from it. Alright, Spirit. Messages for pile number one from their shadow. I feel like pile number one, you're closing out a cycle of people pleasing. And you're doing so by allowing yourself to really just acknowledge your emotions. I feel like before you didn't really care about how you felt. It was everybody above you. It was everybody first versus you. And this is something that you learned as a child. You know what I mean? Pile number one, you're healing your relationship with yourself and your emotions. Through this cycle, whatever it is that you guys are trying to pursue, I feel like what your shadow is saying that you may be trying to get a degree in something right now, or you may be trying to be successful at something specific is coming through. But the more that you allow yourself to really accept the phase that you're in, which is this deep emotional healing, the easier it is for you to get to where you actually want to get to, the next level. So maybe some of you guys are trying to focus your energy on your work or your success or distractions, and it's not working for a reason. Your shadow's saying that. So let's see. Messages for pile number one, shadow. Messages from their shadow self. Confirmation, you guys. Like the 8 of Pentacles falling out. It's really just so it's in reverse, and I feel like you may not be feeling super passionate towards what you want to create, or you may not be feeling like whatever it is you guys have been pursuing for a while, maybe you're losing feelings towards it, and your shadow just wants you to know it's not that you're losing feelings towards it, is that right now your attention is needed elsewhere, and that's in your internal world. The more you focus on your internal world is when the actual 3D will reflect that, the deep healing that you've done. So sometimes we can want success so bad, but we are unwilling to look at our shadow. We're unwilling to look at our emotional side, our inner world. We run from our inner world and we try to change our external world through brute force by actually approaching the 3D through that type of energy. And your shadow is saying that it's not about that. Allow yourself to cry. The more that you allow yourself to cry, your energy will become lighter, and that motivation for whatever you're trying to create will naturally return. Let's see more messages from their shadow self. You guys, it's you struggle with softening and you struggle with hard work. So your shadow self is bringing light to that, because a lot of you guys are carrying burdens. You're carrying the weight of the world that aren't yours. And that's exactly why you're going through this emotional cycle right now, is to heal certain wounds that don't belong to you. This is reminding me of the healing process I did today with the womb healing, and it was more about healing wounds from my ancestral line that wasn't mine, healing the energy that wasn't mine to carry, that was stored in my womb. So some of you guys may be called to do that. Some of you guys could have Sagittarius placements, Virgo placements, but I just feel like hard work is not the answer right now. Allow yourself to really just feel. This is reminding me of a cycle where it's like, no matter how much I pushed, no matter how much I tried, things just weren't shaking in my reality for a reason. It was almost like the divine put a stop or a hold on certain dreams that I wanted to make manifest, and it wasn't that I was being punished, it was more that I was being loved. And the divine recognized that what I needed in that moment was to cry. What I needed in that moment was to soften, was like connection, love. And so allow yourself to really just be in the cycle that you're in, is what your shadow self is saying. Spirit number one, messages for pile number one from the shadow self. The fruits. So if you guys are worried about your future, or excuse me, so I'm gonna just take that as a confirmation. If you guys are worried about your future, or if you'll ever be successful, that's not something for you to worry about. I feel like your guides are saying that your success is inevitable. Just because you take a pause now, just because you take time to really focus on your inner world, doesn't mean that you're not going to be successful. If anything, it's going to make you even more successful, because you're able to sustain it. If you are manifesting like finances or abundance, for example, and you're not taking care of yourself, the only thing that's going to lead to is burnout. Eventually, you won't be able to sustain the wealth that you created because you're so tired. So it's pretty saying that during this cycle, you're learning to let go of burdens. You're learning to not prioritize hard work. I'm getting this energy where it's not that you won't work hard, is you thinking that hard work is the only answer. Resting won't make me no money. And yes, resting will make you money. Sometimes we can get the most powerful downloads when we allow our energy to be still. We can hear spirit better when we allow our energy to be still. So let's see. Any other messages from... I feel like you guys are being liberated. So your shadow wants you to know you're being liberated from the hamster wheel, like the rat race. You know what I mean? We're taught that this is what we need to do. We need to go work 10 hours a day. If you live in America, you know what I'm talking about. That is not success. If you think about the people who work the hardest, their lives do not look happy. And it's not even they even have the money to hold on to. It keeps fleeting. So it's like Spirit's teaching you how to build a soft type of a luxurious lifestyle that isn't built off of burnout that's coming in. During this cycle, your shadow wants you to know that you're healing from heavy betrayal. A lot of you guys could have dealt with people in the past who were just snakes towards you, who stabbed you in the back. And your shadow wants you to know that they're not getting away with it. That's coming up for a reason. I feel like you guys healing is not that you're letting them off the hook. It's you freeing up your own energy to receive what it is that you're trying to manifest as well. I feel like your shadow wants you to know when you come out of this cycle, you'll be able to spot other people's shadows as well. Recognize the signs. I feel like you guys are gaining more discernment, a higher level of discernment. Any other messages from their shadow self, Spirit? I feel like your shadow wants you to know that you don't need to always fill your day with something to do. If there's a gap in your schedule, you may be trying to fill it with cleaning or whatever it is that you're trying to fill your schedule with. That's unnecessary. Allow yourself moments of pause. I feel like in this moment, in this chapter, what you're going through, you need softness, you need stillness. So as much spiritual baths as you can take, really just tapping into that divine feminine energy. Some of you guys in this cycle that you're going through, you could be letting go of old friendship connections that were very much burdens to you. It wasn't that, it was almost like it was just a lot of work to keep the connection going. I feel like you guys are recognizing what part of you was attracted to connections like that, and you're healing that part of you. And this could really just be a lot deeper than it's coming out for me, because I feel like sometimes people can really talk about heartbreak through relationships and that's more serious, but I understand a deep friendship wound, breaking up with your best friend. This is what this feels like. Breaking up with your best friend. And that happening, I feel like there's going to be a new version of you that's birthed through that pain. And I'm not taking away from your pain. Feel your emotions. And I think that's what this cycle is for. But just know that you deserved better. You kept settling for less. And the more that you love on yourself, the more that you step into your own power, people will naturally fall out of your life. I'm getting this energy where it's like, people seeing that you're doing better and then it's a trigger for them, so you had to let them go. That's just what's coming up. This could also be for some of you guys, you getting a divorce or choosing to split up with your partner. And I feel like this has been a long time coming. You leaving your fiance, something like that. This feels like a strong, long commitment, but it was so much extra work for you. It was almost like when you're with somebody but you might as well just be single. They're not helping you with anything. You come home, you have to work, and then you come home, you have to clean. And it's like maybe they would try to win you back over through giving you gifts and stuff like that, but it's like that it didn't last long because you're recognizing that you deserve more. And sometimes choosing better for yourself is hard. It's hard. I'm never gonna sit here and tell you, oh, this spiritual journey, it rocks. It do not. Sometimes choosing better for yourself is hard. And I'm just here to just recognize your strength. That's the best way that I can put it. Not many people leave situations like that. They stay in it until they die. But it's like you were losing a part of yourself. You felt like the more I stayed in this connection, the more that I'm losing connection. I'm losing the connection between myself. This person reenacted emotional wounds from the past, from your childhood. And now that you're choosing to heal that, it's like you're completing a cycle. You won't be repeating this same level of chaos or this wound in your shadow. You won't be repeating it. That's a message from your shadow self. Any other messages? I feel like, and you're gonna, out of this cycle, your shadow self is saying that you're going to be having a creative project or a creative idea that comes out of it. So a lot of times when we go through deep healing, maybe we may create a painting, some form of alchemy. There's going to be this download that you get to create something from this pain, and that's going to ultimately lead to more success for you. That's coming through very strongly. So trust whatever ideas that pop up into your head. Know that it's divinely led. Let's get some more messages for you. Where do I want to take this? Let's get some emotional cards for you. All right, Spirit, messages for pile number 1. It's so crazy because looking over at your image, the panther is getting ready to lick his palm, but his palm is iced out. So those emotional wounds is going to be making you money. Oh my God. So it's one of those things where people may think that they did you so bad. Did you and as they look back and now they're hearing maybe you wrote a book about it. Something like that. This is just an example, but that's what your shadow self is saying, that everything is important. How you feel. Write down your feelings. Write down your thoughts during the cycle. Messages for pile number 1. What does your shadow want them to know? True self. Connect to soul. Heed inner guidance, purifying your energy. So your shadow self wants you to know that cleanse your energy during this process. Continue to cleanse your energy. Take as many salt baths as you can. Sage, Palo Santo, however you cleanse your energy, do that. Listen to frequencies. I feel like right now, after you come out of this cycle, your shadow wants you to know that you are going to be embracing your authentic self. Right now, I truly get that you guys are going through dark night of the soul, and sometimes it can feel very heavy. Don't forget to take breaks. Find the light in that, in your life, during that period of time that's coming up for a reason. I feel like you guys are just letting go of wounds and limited beliefs that were never yours to begin with. This feels ancestral trauma healing for you guys. This feels very deep. That's coming through. Let's get some of my cards. You're releasing the old version of your honey. That takes time, so be patient with yourself. Who are you beneath the surface? All right, Spirit, messages for pile number 1. Set healthy boundaries. Unexpected money is coming to you. I love that for you. Your angels are waiting for you to reach out and ask for help. No situation is too big for them to handle. I feel like during this period, your shadow is saying that you will learn to rely more on your spirit team. I feel like a lot of you guys, you're recognizing there's strength in asking for help. Maybe in your life, you've always had to be super independent, and now you're learning that my angels can help me release these burdens. Guys, I never do my shadow work by myself. When I do shadow work, I call on my guides and I call in, depending on what wound I'm releasing. If it's a emotional deep wound where I feel like I may need a softer approach, or I just need releasing or crying, I'll work with Mother Mary. And if it's something where it's like I need to let go of this ego wound or this way of thinking that's limiting me, then I'll work with Kali, because her energy is more cut this is what you need to do. Here's the truth, releasing the illusion over my eyes. So you don't have to do it by yourself. Whatever deity you feel called to, whatever your spirit team, whatever energies you work with that are unseen, rely on them. I think that's the best thing I can say, is rely on them. They want you to rely on them. A lot of the things that I was struggling to let go of, I could not have done it by myself. I will forever ever thank my guides. I will just forever be grateful for them, because you're not meant to do it by yourself. That's coming up for a reason. We have Virgo again. Dang. So a lot of you guys could have strong Virgo placements. Let go of perfectionism. Allow yourself to be helped. Pay attention to your dreams. Write 3 words down that will help you remember your dream when you wake up. Your dreams, your guides could be trying to tell you something. Some of you guys could be having money dreams. Take that as a confirmation as well. Sometimes it's like you'll see your guides will give you a download of a timeline before it even manifests. So pay attention to your dreams. Pile number 1. Let's get to some angel numbers to confirm, and then we'll close off the reading. Actually, I'm hearing mindful messages for you. So let's grab some mindful messages instead. All right, Spirit, mindful message for pile number 1. Oh, this one wants to come out, so I'm gonna just grab it. We have recharge. I invite magic into my life. Every day I grow my connection to this earth. If I'm ever feeling low, I simply step outside and appreciate the natural miracles in this life. Being in nature lifts my spirit and recharges my energy. So while you guys are going through this deep purge, this deep healing, dark night of the soul, make sure you're spending time outside in nature. It can help you recharge, feel better. Nature is also healing within itself as well, and it tells us to slow down. It teaches us to slow down. So those are my messages for you, pile number 1. If this resonated, comment a tree emoji to let me know that this message resonated with you. If you guys are interested, there are links down below for personal readings as well as PDF files to help you shift and align. Don't forget to comment and subscribe. Hit the hype button, you guys, to help this video reach other people, other beautiful souls just like you. I love you, and I'll see you in my next figure card reading. Alrighty, hi pile number 2. Welcome to your reading on your messages from your shadow self. So off the bat, Spirit wanted me to say trigger warning for pile number 2. This message might be a little bit heavier, or I don't know why, but Spirit wanted me to say trigger warning. So we'll see where this video goes. However, I feel like pile number 2, your shadow you're in a cycle of healing from guilt and shame. And I feel like your shadow really truly just wants you to acknowledge whatever it is you've been running from. And I'm getting this energy where your guides want you to give it over to them, whatever it is that you are running from that you refuse to admit to yourself. This could be some poor choices that you've made in your lifetime. And I just want to say this one thing, pile number 2. As someone who had to heal from guilt and shame, your spirit team loves you unconditionally, and there's nothing that you can do that will make them stop loving you. Shame and guilt is a human conditioning. Our guides don't think the same way. They don't behave in the same way. And the more that you get to know spirit for yourself, not just through these readings, but on your own accord, allowing yourself to heal with your spirit guides, the more you will recognize that they do love me unconditionally. A lot of you guys, your inner child wants to be free. A lot of you guys could have your inner child caged. You could really just take life so seriously. And I feel like your shadow is saying that once you heal this part of yourself, life will start to feel better. A lot less heavy and dense. Some of you guys may not want to be here. You may just feel like living feels exhausting. And I'm here. I'm glad that you found this message, because I feel like your shadow really just wants your attention, and this video was divinely guided for you. Let's see. For pile number 2, Spirit. Oh, I forgot about your channel messages. Let's read off your channel messages. So we have, your shadow wants you to know that it is okay to feel and express anger. At times you get caught up in how others perceive you, or you get caught up in the need to be liked. And in doing so, you forget that it is okay to stand up for yourself. People may trigger you and then blame you for your reaction. This is something you've learned at a young age, to be quiet, to be likable, to be agreeable. Over time, a quiet rage began to build within you because you were taught that only certain emotions were acceptable. If you were upset, you weren't allowed to show it. Right now, your shadow wants you to know that this situation calls for you to stand firm in your boundaries and not worry about how this other person feels. You're closing out a cycle of self-abandonment. Your rage is sacred. Some of you guys could be going through a third eye opening as well. Your rage is sacred. It is fuel. It is the fire that will forge a version of you that is unstoppable and unbreakable. Others will think twice before crossing you. You're learning that it is okay to disrupt the peace, because what many call peace is often just an illusion. They want you to tolerate things that drain you simply because they have learned to tolerate them too. They want you to conform because you were never They want you to conform, but you were never meant to. Speak your truth, even if it comes across as aggression. The more you face your fears directly, the lighter and freer you feel. You have suppressed your emotions for far too long, and now it is time to express them authentically. That was kind of hard to get through. But pile number two, you really, out of all the piles, I feel like you've really run from your shadow the most, not allowing yourself to really just be seen all parts of you. Maybe you only embrace the light side of you, and your guys are really calling you on this. Allow your anger to forge the fire that is creating the new you. Fire is very transformational, and I get this energy where your energy screams strength and power, and a lot of you guys have suppressed that for a very long time. The more that you face your fears, the less things that will scare you in life. Once you begin to face your fears, being likable is gonna be the last thing that you to be. You know what I mean? You were never meant to be tolerated. That's coming up for a reason. Allow yourself to be authentic. Let's see. All emotions exist for a reason. We're meant to feel them all. That's messages from your shadow. What does pile number two shadow self needs them to know or hear at this time? Messages from their shadow self for pile number two. So this transformation could be triggered by a manifestation seed that you guys have planted. Maybe you planted the seed to love yourself more, and because you guys are so deeply connected to the divine, it means loving yourself deeply, spiritually. So a lot of you guys are going through this deep awakening, is what your shadow wants you to know. You're expanding. Anything else for pile number two? That makes sense. Messages for pal. So you guys, you could be feeling isolated or alone at this time, and I feel like your guides want you to really call on them during this period of your life. You don't have to do this alone. This deep isolation that you're going through, it's because you're creating a new version of yourself. You're in a healing cocoon. That's what I'm getting. It's like the butterfly being in the cocoon before it's ready to fly. Actually, let's get some more cards from here. All right, Spirit. Messages for pal number two from their shadow shift. So because, I don't know, I feel like you're really craving community, friendship, genuine friendship, and I feel like the more that you guys tap into your own spiritual side is the more you'll be in alignment with that, because your friendship connections, they have to also be spiritual. They have to also be on the same level as you, do the same type of healing that you do. I feel like you guys are letting go of people who are on a lower vibration, and you're doing this by this period that you're going through, this isolation period that you're going through. You're raising your vibration. You're healing those wounds. You're releasing past trauma that's coming in. This may not look like it, but your shadow is saying that this is a wish being granted for you. This cycle's ultimately leading to your expansion, abundance, community. But in order to be a vibrational match for this community, you have to do the work. You have to do the healing as well, because they have as well. Let's get some emotional cards for you. It broke. I feel like you guys are tapping into a more fearless energy, pile number one, and I'm getting this energy where pile number three, I haven't even done its reading yet, but pile number three is going to be the reflection of how your shadow is going to feel once you complete this cycle. Some of you guys working with the goddess Kali Ma could be very significant for you to step into that fearless energy. You guys were never meant to dim yourself down. You know what I mean? How sometimes femininity can be seen as this performative energy. It's only just softness, and it's like, no, it's not. Femininity is also fierce. It's also setting healthy boundaries for yourself, speaking your mind. You know what I mean? It's not the silly stuff we see online with it's just like, oh, he has to open a door for me. That's not femininity. I don't know how to explain it. It's just like after this cycle, you're gonna be tapping into that side of you, the fierce side of you. Let's see. Messages for pile number two from their shadow spirit. Messages for pile number two from their shadow. Messages for pile number two from their shadow spirit. Manifest magic. Weave your magic, miracles, understanding, manifestation. Oh, I think that you guys are going through a cycle where you're recognizing that you cannot get your manifestations without your shadow work. So some things that you guys planted, a seed that you planted, this is confirmation. It's requiring you to release a version of yourself. It's requiring you to evolve, and you're doing this through a period of isolation. I'm really getting that heavy. Mermaids could be significant. Some of you guys could have recently got a back tattoo as well, or an arm tattoo. Stillness. Calm the mind, overthinking, observe, and awareness. I feel like during this cycle, your shadow wants you to really just practice being more still. Even if it's 5 minutes of meditation, 5 minutes of just deep breathing, and really just observe your thoughts. Recognize what your thoughts are trying to tell you at this time. I feel like that's significant. And we have death and rebirth, transformation, new self, or cycle. Releasing resistance. Ooh, this is the phoenix rising from the ashes. A bigger, better you is being created in this cycle. And I feel like this version of you, some of you guys, the people that are picking this pile could be leaders, and in order to help other people like heal as well. So it's like you could be a healer and a leader. Maybe you do what I do. Maybe a lot of you guys also read tarot as well. I'm just getting divine helpers, death and rebirth. A whole new version of you is being created right now. Pile number 2, trust it. I feel like I can't really put it into words, but this cycle is very special. That's coming through. Let's get this card, the gateway activation card. Messages from pile number 2, shadow messages. A more authentic you is being birthed at this time. You're clearing old stories and releasing past lives. Freedom. Oh my god, you guys could be healing on an ancestral level. The way that you used to show up in the world, you're changing that. After this cycle, you guys, you're not gonna be the same. It's not the same. Let's get some messages from Spirit to close off for you, pile number 2. All right, Spirit, messages for pile number 2 from the chat. Messages for pile number 2. Messages for pile number 2. Don't lose sight of the truth. Don't lose sight of this truth. You came here to evolve and grow. It is necessary to experience the difficult times. That is when you will grow the most. There is always light at the end of the tunnel. Be proud of your journey. This cycle is very significant, you guys. You are transforming on a soul level. No matter how much you are being tested or pushed, right now, stand your ground and push back. Believe in your own integrity and self-worth, so much that no one can get in your way. Have the confidence to move forward, and you will do this. Pile number 2, if people are triggering you right now, sit with that. Sit with the why. I feel like sometimes we can get caught up on the surface level of what things are happening. For example, this person said that, but it's like, how did that make you feel? Why did it make you feel that way? The more that you're able to tackle those things and heal, I'm getting this energy. Once you start to really look at your life from that standpoint, sitting in stillness and observing your mind, people can't really get to you anymore. And it's like they're gonna just be witnessing your transformation. One day you get up and you're just moving differently, and people are wondering why you're moving differently. And it's because you're allowing yourself to really sit with your own mind and see what's actually going on. How do you actually feel? It's not about the surface level distractions. How can I elevate out of this cycle? What observing your reality can really tell you what the hell's going on internally. I promise you that. So those are my messages for you, pile number 2. Let's close off with how you can be mindful, actually. How can pile number 2 be mindful during the cycle, Spirit? How can pile number 2 be mindful during the cycle? How can pile number 2 be mindful? We have all is okay. All that I feel is okay. I hold myself in love through unsureness, the worry, the doubt, the anger, fear, anxiety, rejection, or overwhelm. I'm thankful to feel the full range of emotions that I do. These emotions are the very contrast that leads to my higher expansion. So feeling your emotions is what's going to lead you to the next chapter that you're trying to manifest. Pile number 2. It's not about doing more. It's not about pushing. Feeling that emotion out of your body. So those are your messages, pile number 2. If this resonated, comment a mermaid emoji to let me know that it resonated with you. Don't forget to comment and subscribe. Hit the hype button to share this video with more people. I love you, and I'll see you in my next pick a card reading. Alrighty, hi pile number 3. Welcome to your pick a card reading on your messages from your shadow self. So I have channeled messages to read off for you. So it says your shadow wants you to know that you are in balance. Your dark and light aspects are now living together in harmony. You are able to live fully in the present because you are no longer being haunted by your fears or inner demons. You have conquered your inner fears and no longer feel the need to prove your strength. You are choosing peace over chaos. You leave situations quietly now, not because you are weak, but because you have nothing to prove. Since working through your fears, you are beginning to recognize the beauty of the present moment. You're living from your heart chakra and showing compassion towards those who are experiencing fear or sadness without taking on their projections. You are confident within yourself, and because of this inner work, others can no longer disrupt your energy or frequency. You now allow your intuition to guide you rather than reacting impulsively. There is a deep sense of inner knowing and trust within you. The goddess Kali Ma may be significant for some of you. You could be working with her energy consciously or unconsciously as she empowers you through this new chapter of your life. You have undergone a powerful transformation. A new tattoo may be significant, a symbol of rebirth, empowerment, or honoring the version of yourself. Something that's very significant to you. You could be getting tattooed because I feel like you guys have been through a cycle and you're closing out a very major cycle. So you could also be impulsively getting a tattoo that's coming in. Pile number 3, I feel like you guys have done such deep healing on yourself, and I really want you to pat yourself on the back. You've healed a lot of your betrayal wounds, you've healed a lot of your fears, abandonment wounds, so many different wounds that you've healed and worked through. And I feel like you guys have just been really transforming, working with your shadow, doing a lot of shadow work. And it's almost like you're finally seeing that reflected back to you. Maybe it's how you're choosing to set boundaries, how you're choosing to walk away from connections that don't serve you. You're stepping in your power, and before it would be like you really wanted people to like you, or you'd really want something to work out, so you'd hang on to connections longer than was needed. But you're no longer doing that anymore because you've healed those fears, the fear of not being liked, the fear of not being accepted, the fear of people leaving you, so many different wounds that you've worked through, that now it's like people can't trigger you, and you're not taking on other people's projections. If it's not yours to carry, you're not picking it up. That's coming in. Messages for pile number 3 from their shadow. Your energy feels so calm, feels so nice. People probably can't get enough of you. Pile number 3. And I feel like it's just this energy. I feel like people, they may sense that you've done a lot of healing and transformation, and it's like people may want to stick to you because they feel like me sticking in your energy means that ultimately I'll get some of that good energy, or ultimately I will end up elevating as well. And I feel like you guys are also recognizing who has genuine intentions around me and who just wants me around for them to gain something from that. And this is past connections that you've learned to let go of and look to the future. Like, I feel like you guys are letting go of past connections that once made you sad. It's no longer making you sad because you've healed the part of you that was resonating with that wound. You know what I mean? I feel like you're recognizing the beauty in everything that you've been through. These are just messages from your shadow, and I feel like your shadow is just really letting you know that all is well. You're good. You know what I mean? Let's see. Messages for pile number 3 from their shadow. Messages for pile number 3. Bumbleclaw. Wow. I feel like your shadow wants you to know that your reality has completely shifted, and continue to plan for your future, because this income that you're building, it's steady, it's consistent, and it's using your intuition, you guys. So a lot of intuitives could pick this pile as well. I feel like your shadow is letting you know it's the end of chaotic times, and the energy that you're feeling, trust it. Even if you can't really see the changes in your reality, it's inevitable because you guys have shifted your internal world. You've healed your subconscious mind. All the reprogramming that you guys have been doing is working. That's confirmation. Any other messages for pile number 3 from their shadow? Your shadow wants you to know there's no wrong path. Trust your intuition. Allow yourself to take breaks as well. Remember to rest during this time because it could feel very chaotic as your energy is upgrading. You guys could be feeling a lot of ascension symptoms. Guys, the future is bright. Be optimistic about your future. Be optimistic about your finances. It's the end of chaotic times. I feel like your reading is a lot more positive than the first couple piles. Pile number 3, your shadow doesn't really have anything bad to say to you. I just feel like clarity around this transformation that you've been going through is finally coming in, and they want you to know that there is light at the end of the tunnel. You've done the work, you've done the healing, you've been planting the seeds, you've worked very hard, and I feel like these were steady, natural steps that you were taking. It was like a choice that you made daily was what was creating this future reality that you're now seeing manifest before you. You're going to be a lot more happy because it's like your energy is in alignment. You're not running from your shadow. You're not embracing the light. You're in harmony. Let's get some emotional cards from you, Spirit. Pile number 3. Remember to ground. Your shadow wants you to ground. In this new energy, you may be feeling like you to take on the world. You're also still feeling ascension symptoms. So remember to rest. Remember to ground. Because I feel like they're saying that if you don't ground your energy, it could lead to impulsive decisions. Messages from their shadow for pile number 3. Messages. Wow. So we have 9, letting go, timing, forgiving yourself, others, processing your emotions. You guys are in a state of letting go of past wounds. Your heart chakra is opening for sure. And we have moon phases. Honor your moon phases. Respect where you are. Self-care and sync with the cycles. So your shadow wants you to know that you guys could benefit from cycle syncing as well. could be something that very much helps you. This is reminding me of how like my now I don't lift heavy weights, I do like a lighter walk, and I've noticed changes in my body while like listening to my body. Eating according to your cycle as well could be significant. We have relating, comparison, others, projections, and self-reliance. So yeah, release that. Recognizing like clearer for you guys to understand now, like what is a projection versus my own belief, what is mine to carry versus what someone else is trying to put on me. Or I feel like you guys would kind of take on every and anybody's energy, and because you learn to sit with your own energy and recognize what is yours and what is not yours, it's easier for you to not take on other people's projections. Let's get some messages from spirit for pile number 3. Messages from spirit for pile number, oh okay, 2. We're just about to like meet just now. Have more faith in yourself. Be proud of how you are navigating every curveball that life throws your way. How you deal with those times shows your true inner resilience. Nothing can break that. That in itself is an inspiration for others. Keep shining your light. I feel like the more you guys share your story of how you were never willing to give up on yourself, is the more that you inspire others around you to also heal their shadows as well. And we have, if you think you are alone, you are not. We are beside you in all the challenges that you face. Trust that outside sources will always be working with you to ensure the best outcome, ensure you have the best outcome in every situation. We have your best interest in heart. We love you. I feel like you guys are really feeling the divine love around you, like how much you're being supported by the universe. And if a lot of you guys are not really truly feeling this timeline yet, just know this is what your shadow is projecting for you to see, that this is what's actually happening. Exiting a cycle of chaos, destruction, and you're finally seeing what you've been building for such a long time. See how you can remain mindful. How can pile number 3 remain mindful, spirit? How can pile number 3 remain mindful? I'm hearing don't taking things to not take things personal. That's how you can remain mindful in this cycle. How can pile mindful? Ooh, nice. How can pile number 3 remain mindful? How can pile number 3 remain nice? Okay, so we have 3 cards. We have inspirational board. If I'm ever feeling down or bored, I spend time creating a vision board to place in my home. I fill it with quotes, pictures, and desires that bring me inspiration and joy. So creating a vision board or an inspiration board can be very helpful during the cycle. If you're still feeling like I'm closing out this cycle and I'm ready to plan ahead, that's one step that you can take. As we start to anchor in our manifestations in the 3D, that's when we are telling the universe, I'm ready for this timeline. So we have doing our best. We're all doing our best with the understanding and awareness we have in this moment. Any take is okay, no matter the outcome. Any decision I take is okay no matter the outcome. I don't know why I read that. So maybe you guys are struggling with making a decision or going back and forth with making a decision. No matter what direction you choose, it's all going to lead to you ultimately living a happy life regardless. And it says, I make the best of any situation and learn as I go. So we have opportunities for growth. Everything is happening for me and my evolution. I'm not a victim of the things that happened. I take ownership of my life and make the best of the challenges along my journey. I see how difficult moments help me to become the best version, and I'm thankful for them. I don't know why that was so hard to get through, but it took you a while to really get to this point where you are recognizing the beauty and the challenges that you've been through. Maybe you struggled with victim mentality for a minute and your shadow is really just bringing this up so you can see that like not on that same level anymore. Look at how much you've changed. Look at how much you've transformed. A lot of you guys used to struggle with a negative attitude, and now you're more optimistic about your future. Coming up for a reason. So those are my messages for you, darling. If this did resonate, comment a rainbow emoji to let me know that this did resonate with you. As well as don't forget to like and subscribe. There are personal If you guys are interested, there are personal readings linked down below, as well as other PDF files to help you on your journey. Don't forget to don't forget to hype this video so other people can find it as well. I'm sending you so much love. I love you guys, and I'll see you in my next card reading.